So here I'm just going to talk you through the history first, and then we start the tour. So it all begins in 1783. George and William Penrose. Now the Penrose brothers, they were very successful businessmen, but they had no background in glassmaking. Master cutter. So it takes 8 years altogether to become a master cutter. In the 1960s, Miroslav Havel was keen to introduce colour, and he designed this beautiful blue jug here. And also, you know the Millennium Ball in Times Square?
Perhaps.
You know, every New Year's Eve, the celebrations,
they
lower the Millennium Ball. It's a crystal ball which they lower. That was made here in Waterford.
Wow.
And I'll be showing you a piece from that. It's made up of triangles, and I'll show you one of those as we move through. This is where they make the wooden molds here for one-off or commission pieces. So Waterford Crystal is one of the few companies in the world who still practice this ancient art of mold making. Every single piece of crystal here begins as a drawing in our design department. The base of it, and there was an actual golfer on top, and I think we did the tour as well. We're now in the blowing department, and just directly in front here, that's the main furnace, so that's where the molten crystal is stored. The heat of the furnace is 1400 degrees Celsius, 13 times hotter than boiling water, and that runs 24/7. So here the craftsman trains for 5 years to become a blower, and then a further 3 years to become a master blower. A lot of the craftsmen have up to 50 years experience, and we also have apprentices on 1 year. So now you see the craftsman here with the piece on the iron blowing in to create the hollow in the piece.
Wow.
The colours from the intense heat, when that cools down, it becomes clear. And now using the handheld tools that are made in the mould department to reshape and mould the piece. So now you see the craftsman here placing it in the cast iron mould. Again blowing in to create the hollow in the piece and to fill up the full shape of the mould. That extra piece on top, that's called a cap, and that will be removed later, and we'll see the next department where they remove the cap. So now we're in the finishing and quality department, and over on the left hand side you can see we're at the other side of the kiln. See the doors on the left. So this is where the pieces have been removed the following morning when they reach room temperature. Also on the left hand side you can see we have a vertical saw, behind that a horizontal saw. These are diamond tip saws, and these are used to remove the cap. This is not the actual pattern itself, this is an indication for the cutting department. They have memorised all of the patterns, so they recognise the pattern by a number. They're given a piece with the grid lines, they just need a starting point and a finishing point. So in the case of one-off pieces like these ones over here, this would be a pattern they've never seen before. With those they need the full pattern placed on the piece. And although they're one-off pieces, there's several replicas made of each one just in case. If somebody breaks something, they have to be able to replace it straight away. This is from the Millennium Ball. You know, I was telling you earlier about the Millennium Ball in Times Square, New York. Every New Year's Eve, they lower the Millennium Ball.
We glue lots of this together to make a huge ball.
2,668 of these. So every year they replace about 10% of them, of these pieces, with a different pattern, just to keep it. And the pieces they remove, they auction those off for charity. That has come down from the blowing department. So every piece here begins as a solid block. And then just take the astronaut, for example. Now that would have taken several blocks to create that. So each piece then is made individually, then glued together using the Loctite glue and placed under the ultraviolet lamp, which is over here. And that bonds all the pieces together. This is the Lewis, you know in Dublin, the Lewis?
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't break it, right?
Oh no, he didn't break it. Oh. A little star here.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And you see Cinderella's carriage here? And the slipper. And you see even the steps, the little... There's a larger one of those in the showrooms with 4 horses. It's the most expensive piece for sale. It's 40,000.
2,000?
40,000.
40,000.
40. Yeah. This is the Waterford City coat of arms. And you see here on the right hand side the sea serpent.
Sea serpent?
That's where they got the idea from. So they turned it into a seahorse. And you see up here, see the logo, they turned the tail in the opposite direction. And then they carved the shape of the shamrock. So yeah, this was commissioned for the CEO of Coca-Cola. And oh yeah, this one here, this was commissioned by the Queen. And the original of that piece is with the firefighters at Ground Zero. It's in the museum over here. It's a 9/11 piece. It was donated to the firefighters in remembrance of Father Michael Judge.
So these are like a firefighters rescuing people and...
That's Father Michael Judge, the firefighters. So the original of that piece, as I said, is with the firefighters. So we have this one, the one at Ground Zero. There's also a smaller one in the Bishop's Palace Museum. You know the building across directly across the road from here. There's a smaller one over there. It's just the three of them.